Hello, everybody, and welcome to Gene's Reviews. Reviews from a regular dude, where I do movie reviews, trailer reactions, I react to YouTube videos, and I review YouTube channels. And I do whatever the hell I want. Hello, everybody. Today I have some short, humorous stories for you. Enjoy. Lawyer jokes. One afternoon, a lawyer was riding in his limousine when he saw two men along the roadside eating grass. Disturbed, he ordered his driver to stop, and he got out to investigate. He asked one man, "Why are you eating grass?" "Well, we don't have any money for food," the poor man replied. "We have to eat grass." "Well, then you can come with me to my house and I'll feed you," the lawyer said. "But sir, I have a wife and two children with me. They are over there under that tree." "Well, bring them along," the lawyer replied. Turning to the other poor man, he stated, "You come with us too." The second man in a pitiful voice said, "But sir, I also have a wife and 6 children with me." "Bring them along as well," the lawyer answered. They all entered the car, which was no easy task, even for a car as large as the limousine was. Once underway, one of the poor fellows turned to the lawyer and said, "Sir, you are too kind. Thank you for taking all of us with you." The lawyer replied, "Glad to do it. You'll really love my place. Grass is almost a foot high." A very successful lawyer parked his brand new Lexus in front of his office, ready to show it off to his colleagues. As he got out, a truck passed too close and completely tore off the door of the driver's side. The lawyer immediately grabbed his cell phone, dialed 911, and within minutes a policeman pulled up. Before the officer had a chance to ask any questions, the lawyer started screaming hysterically. His Lexus, which he had just picked up the day before, was now completely ruined and would never be the same, no matter what the body shop did to it. When the lawyer finally wound down from his ranting and raving, the officer shook his head in disgust and disbelief. "I can't believe how materialistic you lawyers are," he said. "You are so focused on your possessions that you didn't notice anything else." "How can you say such a thing?" asked the lawyer. The cop replied, "Don't you know that your left arm is missing from the elbow down? It must have been torn off when the truck hit you." "Oh my gosh!" screamed the lawyer. "Where's my Rolex?" One day, a man was walking along the beach and came across an odd-looking lamp. Not being one to ignore tradition, he rubbed it, and much to his surprise, a genie actually appeared. "For releasing me from the lamp, I will grant you 3 wishes," said the genie. The man was ecstatic. "But there's a catch," the genie continued. "What catch?" asked the man, eyeing the genie suspiciously. The genie replied, "For each of your wishes, every lawyer in the world will receive double what you asked for." "Hey, I can live with that, no problem," replied the elated man. "Then what is your first wish?" asked the genie. "Well, I've always wanted a Ferrari." Poof! A Ferrari appeared in front of the man. "Now every lawyer in the world has been given 2 Ferraris," said the genie. "What is your next wish?" "Well, I could really use $1 million, replied the man. Poof! $1 million appeared at his feet. "Now every lawyer in the world is $2 million richer," the genie reminded the man. "Well, that's okay, as long as I've got my million," replied the man. "And what is your final wish?" asked the genie. The man thought long and hard and finally said, "Well, you know, I've always wanted to donate a kidney." A mafia godfather found out that his bookkeeper had been cheating him out of $10 million. His bookkeeper was deaf, which was the reason he got the job in the first place. It was assumed that a deaf bookkeeper would not hear anything that he might have to testify about in court. When the Godfather went to confront the bookkeeper about his missing $10 million, he brought along his attorney, who knew sign language. The Godfather instructed the lawyer, "Ask him where the 10 million bucks he embezzled from me is." The attorney, using sign language, asked the bookkeeper where the money was. The bookkeeper signed back, "I don't know what you're talking about." The attorney told the Godfather, "He says he doesn't know what you're talking about." The Godfather pulled out a pistol, put it to the bookkeeper's temple, and said, "Ask him again." The attorney signed to the bookkeeper, "He'll kill you if you don't tell him." The bookkeeper signed back, "Okay, you win. The money is in a brown briefcase buried behind the shed in my cousin Enzo's backyard in Queens." The Godfather asked the attorney, "Well, what did he say?" The attorney replied, "He says you don't have the balls to pull that trigger." A man leaves his house every morning to walk to work and passes a mental hospital surrounded by a wooden fence. Every morning the patients are out in the yard, and he can hear them saying, in unison, 10, 10, 10, 10, 10. One day he gets curious, looks through a hole in the fence. Suddenly a stick shoots out and pokes him in the eye. "Shit," he says to himself. While walking away pissed off, he can hear the patients saying, 11, 11, 11, 11. A young boy enters a barber shop, and the barber whispers to his customer, "This is the dumbest kid in the world. Watch while I prove it to you." The barber puts a dollar bill in one hand and 2 quarters in the other, then calls the boy over and asks, "Which do you want, son?" The boy takes the quarters and leaves. "What did I tell you?" said the barber. "That kid never learns." Later, when the customer leaves, he sees the same young boy coming out of the ice cream store. "Hey, son, may I ask you a question? Why did you take the quarters instead of the dollar bill?" The boy licked his cone and replied, "Because the day I take the dollar, the game is over." A father put his 3-year-old daughter to bed, told her a story, and listened to her say her prayers, which she ended by saying, "God bless Mommy, God bless Daddy, God bless Grandma, and goodbye, Grandpa." Father said, "Why did you say goodbye, Grandpa?" The little girl said, "I don't know, Daddy, it just seemed like the thing to do." The next day, Grandpa died. Father thought it was a strange coincidence. A few months later, the father put the girl to bed and listened to her prayers, which went like this: "God bless Mommy, God bless Daddy, and goodbye, Grandma." The next day, the grandmother died. "My gosh," thought the father, "this kid is in contact with the other side." Several weeks later, when the girl was going to bed, the dad heard her say, "God bless Mommy and goodbye, Daddy." He practically went into shock. He couldn't sleep all night, got up at the crack of dawn to go to his office. He was nervous as a cat all day, had lunch sent in, and watched the clock. He figured if he could get by until midnight, then he'd be okay. He felt safe in the office, so instead of going home, at the end of the day, he stayed there drinking coffee, looking at his watch and jumping at every sound. Finally, midnight arrived. He breathed a sigh of relief and went home. When he got home, his wife said, "I've never seen you work so late. What's the matter?" He said, "I don't want to talk about it. I've just spent the worst day of my life." She said, "You think you had a bad day? You'll never believe what happened to me. This morning, the mailman dropped dead on our porch." Thank you, everybody. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, #MeanGene, all that fun stuff. And I will see you next time.